Hey guys, it's been a while. Hey, uh, time for another Eerie Draws video. It's 3 o'clock, 3 for 45 in the morning. I'm kind of having kind of another insomnia attack. It's just like I can't sleep. Um, Hope you guys are doing all right. Um, Hope you guys. I hope you guys. Your week has gone fine. Hope you're doing pretty good there, and I think Father's Day was it on the weekend. No, I hope you guys had a good Father's Day. Um, Forgive me. This is kind of I figured it was kind of a good time to do a drawing video and just kind of like check in on everyone. Most of you already know this. Like I'm picking up where I left off on Stitch Tastic's video. Um, I'm gonna see what I can do here to kind of just make something out of it. Give it like a background and just kind of talk about how my day has been, and or I should say how my last couple of days have been. Actually, um, it's been a quite a wild ride the last few days. I've been the recent commission that I did for one of my buddies, West 13. You might know him from the Ice Tea videos. Um, it was an 11-page commission. It took about 1 year to do, roughly. I was a bit slow in trying to get it started. It was kind of like 2022 was still the year where I had that Discord hack. Forgive me. I'm sorry. It was around the time I had that Discord hack, and so needless to say, after he paid it, it took quite a bit for me to get the ball rolling on that. Like I needed to find myself artistically, and there was also things like PC fans dying, which, funnily enough, after this video, if it wasn't mentioned in the other one, the PC fans are dead, and the summer heat, and then back then I had also dental problems too. I'm actually biting my finger to prevent me from yawning so much. I really should just go to bed, but I didn't want to necessarily work on commissions today because I don't know. There was something I kind of wanted to. I'm going to be working. Wrapping this one up. I'm going to be wrapping this one up, and then bringing the attention to the other person that I know who requested their character be drawn. For those of you who are new to these videos, basically they're I'm going to be changing the thumbnails. I'll just say that because the thumbnails say it says art stream. I've been just kind of busy in doing that. But what was I going to say? Yeah, basically, if you're new to these videos, I have been working on a series of. It was also kind of been recommended by one of my would-be tax provider. Basically, I told him I was like, "Hey, I got a YouTube channel. I want to break out into uploading videos of games," but he said, you should, if your main line of business is commissions, that you should like you should work on showing your art skills and things like that. And I'm like, okay, that's actually a good idea. Um, so they are on a playlist. I got some old stuff from 2015, 2017 on there, but the one with Patrick looking moody, my character Patrick, not the stupid star character from that god awful show. I'm sorry. Sorry, SpongeBob fans. I don't like your show. No offense. I remember when that shit came out. I'm not interested. I'm too old for that crap. But yeah. So like the one with Patrick looking movies, his art stream. I'm gonna change that to like Ari draws. But going back on topic to prevent the rambling, the I decided to join a Great Mouse Detective Discord group. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to draw streams or if I'm going to draw like videos, sometimes I stream on Discord, sometimes I don't. Now I'm kind of breaking out to like just me drawing as is because like again, forgive me for the yawning. I'm hoping my polar pop from Circle K will keep me awake. But the yeah, I'm doing art requests, or it might branch out into other things too, like art requests or topics of things I want to do. And I went with the next best thing. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do something based off of Disney's Great Mouse Detective, you know, and it just seemed like a good idea, and it's actually been kind of taking off a little bit. So yeah, um, but anyway, I so I'm picking up on Stitch Tastics one. There's gonna be another one with another character coming up. Uh, as far as like why I'm kind of doing this now, I mean, I did have plans to pick up, but it's like I have to be like in the right mindset. So this is actually kind of therapeutic in a way. I'm kind of doing this to kind of help my insomnia at the moment. Something kind of came up and it's been kind of bugging at me. Um, like, how do I put this? I hope my yawning isn't too infectious. I could be a boring individual at times. I can ramble and prattle. But yeah, I'm kind of doing this because I just can't sleep, and I wanted to just kind of get something off my chest. This might be a little bit of therapy. Um, so okay, it's hard to describe because it's kind of a personal subject. So whether you guys listen to it or not is completely up to you. I don't mind, but so I'm feeling the euphoria of, well, the conclusion of the euphoria of working on my buddy West 13's commission. 11 pages. It's, you might have seen it on DeviantArt for Affinity. It's literally like, I've called it the one for one recreation of like the Aladdin from like Me song, but it's got its own lyrics, and the 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 characters featured are Wes's. It's his characters and some of his designs with a genie cat girl that he has. And you know, Wes is my buddy, and it was a lot of fun. It when the moment it completed, it felt like a huge like weight had been lifted from my shoulders, you know. And it's just, you know, to because I owe so many, you know, commissions. It's like time, you know, when you feel burnt out, and I still feel burnt out, admittedly. You know, it's there's times where I feel like I just don't want to draw anymore. You know, it's like the moment it was done, I was like, oh my god, that's one finally knocked off the list of the overdues. And I can't help but think that it's like it really made me smile just knowing that one was done. And you know, other artists, I don't know what you guys as artists do. Like, how long do you normally take on commissions? Like, what is your plan, or what's your like method of attack, or what's your, how do I say this? Just kind of like when it comes to balancing life and how you draw, how do you do that? You know, for me, as I don't work, I used to work at Walmart, but I stopped because I thought that the Twitch plan was going to go somewhere, and it unfortunately did not. It you know, we had the gaming PC. I had the gaming PC, and then I had the, you know, we still needed to get the internet going. So that was another priority. That took a little while to get, and you know, it took a little while for things to settle. Like maybe about 1 year, 2 years in, that's when we're like, okay, now we need like a good internet plan. This didn't come out good at all. I should probably look up like an old Victorian desk or something like that. But yeah, it just kind of, sometimes I get this feeling. It's like, man, I kind of wish my life went in a different direction, you know. And but just thinking about it makes me kind of sad. You know, I hate to turn this into like a sob video. I don't like turning into. I don't want to weep for you guys like a crybaby, but yeah. So I had the euphoria of that going on. It just, you know, all 11 pages went up, and you know everybody's singing me the praises. Like, yeah, man, you did it. Congratulations, good job, dude. Like you've earned this rest. And I was like, wow, cool, thanks, guys. I really mean that. But you know, like right after that, I got hit with a bit of. It felt like the same old shit. It felt like back to business. The fun times are over. Time to get back down to earth. And you know that's completely fair. That is completely fair. But just like I don't want to bring up too much personal stuff because it's like I feel like that should be like settled away, but I can't stop thinking about it. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go looking up. I'm gonna go look up like an old desk real quick. Be right back. All right, I'm back with a bit of reference material. There we go. Yeah. So okay, so the way this is gonna work, I think this like needs to be that these cabinets need to be smaller, I think, and then so let's try raising this up a little bit. And it's going to need to be like right there. Good enough. All right. But yeah. So at what I mean by back to business in regards to what I was talking about, as an artist, I do meet fans who are a little on the awkward side. I'm not gonna bash you guys. I'm not gonna like ridicule you guys or point you guys out. I'm just saying like I do meet the line of work that I do at times is it attracts a lot of odd fellows. Like, and I don't know how to approach this without being mean. Um, I, shit, I might get a couple of dislikes because of this, but it just kind of, you know, I'll start with one of them, and he knows who he is, and when I block somebody, it's usually like a one and done. It's usually because I get fed up with how they did something, and you know, it's he did like apologize, right? The guy kind of like I don't know what the exact conversation went, but according to one of my clients, he went talking to the client and he told him like, "Hey, this guy's got Ari's got some pages for you." You know, it's like, "Hey," and the thing is that like when I was talking to him, it sounded like he wanted to talk. He said something to the effect of like, "Hey, let's you know, I really wish one of your comics got like a fan dub or something like that. Like I do have like a comic on Newgrounds that somebody made and turned into like a fan like dub. Like somebody got like a voice actress or something like a part of that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm a huge fan of that. That made me smile. That's how you know you hit the big time when somebody says, "Hey, okay, let's get a voice actress. Let's dub it." I have a guy who plays like the circus attendee or whatever like that, and I was legitimately happy. That was pretty badass, and so I thought that was the case until the client he went to, at least according to the client anyway, like he went up to the client and said, "Hey, your buddy's got some new pages for you," and then the client went to me and said like, "Hey, so hey, you got new pages, right? Hey, why haven't you been talking to me or something like that?" And I'm like, I didn't tell him I had any new pages. I'm working on things one at a time. I'm slow as molasses. I like to take my time. Art takes time, and it's like I'm not mentally prepared for that. So I got mad because it's like, why would you do that, dude? And I blocked him because it's like I get I get a lot of people asking me about uh, like sequels and like they ask me for like, okay, this is not gonna work. Maybe I should make it like a standard desk, like something like in the background. Okay, let's get rid of that. But yeah, I'm not used. I get a lot of people asking me, like, hey, are you gonna do a sequel to this? Are you gonna do a sequel to this? In this case, it was like a Peg Pete comic, and you know, it's been going on since 2017, 2018, I think, something along that. Like, it's an old comic. It's really old, and but it's still going. Like, the client likes it a lot. I like it a lot. I'm happy where it went. It's like you don't get that kind of business every day where the commission that you worked on from like 6 7 years ago is still going. And so you know it's just like I when people ask me repeatedly, it's like, hey, is there gonna be a sequel to this? Is there gonna be a sequel to this? I'm like, no, dude, you have to talk to the client. You have to ask him, hey, would you can are you gonna do it? Like, if I tell him like no, then I'm like, okay, well, I certainly don't have any plans for a sequel. Talk to the client, see if they want to do it, see if they have any plans. It's like, but don't go, you know, approach it in like the nicest way you can. And be like, hey, I really like your. In this case, it should have been more like, hey, I really like your Peg Pete comic with that Ari guy. Would you like to do another one? Like, do you have any plans for like another one? And I'm sure that would be handled a lot better. But no, it's like, I don't know what he said, but it's just like, but some sort of misunderstanding must have went down. But it got me mad because I knew, with all the people that I owe, with all of the people that I owe currently on old commissions, my first thought was like, okay, now this guy is going to ask me like, hey, can you put me in front of the list? To which I'd have to go like, no, I can't put you in front of the list because I have to tackle all these other overdue clients. They've been waiting for like a year, and it's like, they are the most important one to me. And so, you know, it just drove me nuts. So I wanted to block him because it just pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, dude, why? Like, why would you? You were supposed to talk to him about, the proposed fan dub, instead of going around like, yeah, that buddy's got some new artwork for you. Yeah, he was telling me, like, I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, I didn't tell you that shit. The fuck you talking about? I said no. I was like, there are pages on the way, but they are not happening. I don't have them ready. I have to get my life sorted out, caught up, get shit done. That's the important thing. It's like, I can't focus on. I need to focus on the people that I owe. That's the most important thing, and that's the goal. Because when I'm done with everything, when I'm done with everyone that has waited a year, then I can focus on the smaller commissions. People have like ordered like simple sketches, things like that, and then everything be honky dory. Everything will be good. But it's like, bro. So I've unblocked him now, but he's kind of getting on my nerves because it's like he's still. It's like, hey, please unblock me, please unblock me, please unblock me. And I'm like, can you stop, dude? I unblocked you. You don't need to fucking beg on my channel. Please, just stop. All right. So if he's watching this, please stop spamming my channel with comments like that. Please, thank you. It's like, I unblocked you. Don't do it again. Stop spamming me with the same fucking comments, because now it's like, hey, do you want me to block you permanently? Because I'd be more than happy to. It's like, I get a lot of weird people, man. I get a lot of weird people from the nature of the artwork I get, and a lot of it has to do with the content that I provide. But at the same time, it's like, I have to post it up. I have to put it up, otherwise I'm not going to get any business. So, But it got me thinking, like, it's like at some point I really do want to get out of the art game. I really do want to stop. I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I'll just, when I'm all cut up with all the regular commissions, I will just straight up focus on the webcomic and ignore everyone else, and I'll be back at Walmart, doing my own thing. But it's those little things that I get. People constantly asking me, "Hey, you doing it? You doing it? Hey, do more. Do please do more." And it's just like you could show your support by just, I mean, you could throw money in my Ko-fi if you want to. You could draw fan art or promote the channel, talk about it. It doesn't matter. Like, just something that's not constantly hitting me up for sequels and shit. Like, come on, dude. Like, let's be real here. Just annoying me is not gonna get a sequel out there. It's not gonna help, And but that aside, you know, wish to do the best, but please stop. Like, just leave me alone. If you want to get like a voice actress to do, or a voice actor for the comic, you're welcome to. I just, as long as me and the client are credited, or same with, because we've also been thinking about doing the same thing for Wes's commission as well. We were thinking about like getting that one voice acting dub, but it's too far off. We probably have to like pay a lot of money for that, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Like, we're all kind of like hurting for money right now. I know I'm always kind of hurting for money, and it's like it's not, you know. But that being said, all right. So I think I don't like cutting corners, but I think I'm gonna like copy and paste this real quick. I can just assume that's the. But all right. I'm also gonna add the books and the candlelight. There we go. Not quite what I had in mind for this, but all right. Let's see. Outside of that, the other thing that's been kind of like, I hate making vent videos. Like, this is not real. I've gone so far without making vent videos. All right, I'm gonna borrow this real sec. Another thing too is somebody on my Fur Affinity. I don't want to say they made accusations of stealing. I don't. No, they said they're not. It's like, hey, dude, you're not in trouble. It's like you're not under any, like, we're not gonna like attack you or anything. We just want to clear up a mystery. Like, did you borrow like this Anthro Doe design from like an old OC picture of mine? And so here's kind of like the scoop. Like, last year, back in August, I did a commission for another client, and the idea was, um, it was supposed to be like one of my characters kind of looking through, like, they're looking for two characters that are kind of stowed away in like the, what do you call it? Fuck me, I shouldn't be doing this at like, how do you say it? Like, they're hiding in the costume room, right? And they're doing like a whole pantomime thing, and so he wanted like human characters first. He wanted like human characters first. But I was like, no, let's do furry, because like I suck drawing humans. So I was like, he's a nice guy, dude. He's like, yeah, all right, that's fair. And like, but then it became like, okay, well, how are we gonna draw them? Like, what do you want to draw them as? I'm like, good question. So we came up with, we did look. There was one style or one character that we looked at. We found it off of Google Images. Well, he found it off of Google Images, I should say. And we're like, all right, well, I should have asked where the source came from, but I was like, well, all right, let's do that. And then there's the other one was like, all right, well, let's do a deer, like anthro deer. I'm like, all right. So that one I just kind of came up on the whim, because I have drawn deers or doe characters before. There was like an old sneezing picture. It was like a anthro deer or doe, whatever, sneezing, right? And it was for a client that just kind of like vanished off the face of the earth, but it's still up there. And I was like, that's. I looked at that picture, my picture, for inspiration because it was like that's the only time where I was able to get the nose like correct. You know, it's like obviously if we're gonna be drawing like sneeze pictures, you gotta draw the, you gotta make sure these characters look. They can't all have fucking cat noses or dog noses. Like they gotta at least resemble the animal that they're looking for. So I primarily just looked at the doe that I had drawn from like years ago, and just kind of and then studied up various like does designs off of Google, and like looked off the photos. I was like, okay, well they got the spots right, and then like one of the images that popped up, or no, I should say, he remember when I went back to and said that like he had like he wanted like real life like models, right? We found like stock photo images. I was like, well, let's give her like blonde hair, and then for the other girl, it was like black hair. I was like, all right, fair enough, let's do that. So yeah, it would. I was like, all right, well, let's just do a deer or doe, whatever. Like I get cute. Sorry, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, all right, well, give the doe some hair, blonde hair, how to do it. So I was like, all right. The girl in the photo had blonde hair. The human model had blonde hair. I was like, oh, doe, blonde hair, simple. And so we do that. Now this commission sits for like 1 year, right? Just nobody is that all big on it. I can't blame them because it's not subject matter, anybody's into, and so it's there. And so I get a DM on Furfinny like last night, and they're like, hey, like, hey, you're not in trouble. Just want to know. It's like, hey, does this take any inspiration from one of my OCs or Sonas? And I'm like, at first I looked at the first one because we found like this blue Pokemon thing, and he's like, hey, this is kind of neat. Let's go with that. Give her like the little antlers and the little dragonite face. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Sounds like a good idea. So I thought he was referring to that at first, but again, like the moment they're like, "Hey, this could have been based off something," like, okay, you know what? Hey, he linked it. Uh, we are both very happy to oblige. We will change it. Not a big deal. Like he's a super nice guy. I don't. He's not. It's not to blame. It's not his fault. Hell, I even should have did my research, but this was like a year ago. I don't. My motivation sounds like, hey, if he's paying for a commission, sure, I'll take it. It's like I need the money. So again, so being the we when I relayed this to the client, it's like, yeah, sure, we could change it. And I'm like, all right, let's change it to cats. But it turns out it was the female doe that was the one that we might have may taken too close of inspiration to. And so I'm not blaming. I'm not here to like say, oh, the oh, these guys accuse me of stealing. It's their fault. No, 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 no. I'm just saying how the process went down, and you know, in the end, I think we did go back and we changed it because we don't want to get in trouble. Obviously, nobody wants to get. I don't know what I was doing. This was like I said, we're talking like August of last year, dude. Like I don't know. For all I know, I could have been just like nodding my head. It's like, yeah, sure, deer, doe, uh, yellow hair, good for me, good for us. Let's do it. Let's just move on and get paid. Do our thing. But yeah. So it the weird thing though, and I don't know if those guys are gonna find this video if they do, but it was like the one thing that kind of made me question a little bit, and then again, not knocking this guy. I'm just saying like the female doe in question, the guy had all of the artwork removed of her for don't know when. I think it was like June or July 2022. I did the comic or I did the picture in August. So it's like he must have had the character in June or something like that because it was not on Fur Affinity, and I've never heard of this guy. So it's like I don't know how this could have been. Certainly, I didn't look up any Doe characters. Like the only other character I can think of was like is Noel Holiday, and maybe like one from like Domain of Our Own, this one old webcomic I used to read about. But yeah, it was like it has to have been purely coincidence because like it just looked like any other doe to me. And I looked up the guy's like Facebook page. I'm like, he doesn't have it anywhere. Not on Facebook, not on Twitch, not on. It's like not even on Twitter. Like the Twitter page is just kind of empty. So I don't see like. Again, please don't get mad. I'm just saying, like I looked it up and I don't see any. It took me until after I kind of like after I changed the image to like instead of the two, it was like the Pokemon looking character and the the supposed like the doe character. You know, I changed it to two generic cats. In fact, I'll even show you like right here. Let me go to the. Let me load it up. Let's see here. Where is it? Come version 2. That's the one. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with this, yeah, it's like I just put two generic cats. I even streamed it. Like I was on that. I was still kind of like naturally when somebody says, "Hey, I'm suspecting something," like you're like, "All right," then my first reaction was like, "Well, I don't know what he's talking about, but hey, if it will prevent drama and confusion, fuck it. Yeah, I'll change it for you. It's not a big deal on my part." Like me and the client, we was like, "Yeah, well, let's not cause any drama. Let's just go ahead and change it, make him happy. Not a big deal." You know, I'm a very easygoing guy, but yeah, these are the two characters. I did not look up any fucking Google. I free-handed this shit. It's like I just drew over them. You know, I wiped out any traces of like the offensive characters in question. But it's weird though getting like a DM saying, "Hey, you know, it, it it's just weird." it's what, but it made me kind of like it's just one of those things that kind of keeps you up though because you don't like being not it's not a matter of like not being accused, but it's like stuff like this has to be taken seriously, uh, and then you're just like, well, we got to rectify it, and it's like, I hope he responds in kind because I don't like I said I went to his pages, I didn't see any trace of it. Kind of like I kind of feel like it's a generic, simple enough character that anybody could have drawn it. You know, a deer with blonde, or a doe with an anthro doe with blonde hair. That's like it's simple enough that anybody could have done it without realizing it. You know, and just mistakes happen. So I hope things are going to be okay after that. But it made me. I had this kind of like reflection moment when it was all said and done. It made me think like, man, I love drawing. I love drawing, whether it's for me or other people, regardless of the the content in question. But it's these little things that stress me out. You know, it's just it just feels like no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I work, you know, to try to aspire for big and better things, there's always something happening. You know, it's like there's never, and I'm not saying like I'm not saying like things like this are gonna happen soon. Like that's to be expected, but that again that I bring up that euphoria thing where it's just like one minute you're getting pats on the back, you're getting like yeah man you did it, you drew that lovely like Aladdin friend like me, you know, comic, and you know, and now it's like, all right, well, the party's over, guys. Back down to reality. You got to deal with a guy that's kind of nagging you in the comments section about how you blocked them. Whether you're like right or wrong on that one, it's like, yeah, you got to deal with him, you know. And then you got a guy that's like, hey, you didn't steal, did you? You know, it's just like, bruh, I don't need this right now. I just want to like let me soak in the euphoria, have some fun, cut me a break. It's just like, God damn, boy. But I don't know. Like, all right. For this one, I think let's remove that. Let's remove this section. But at the end of the day, I needed to draw this just to kind of get it out of my system. You know, it's like I needed to just GTA wasn't cutting it for me. Fallout 76 was not cutting it for me. It's like you come here after a hard day, hard day's night, if you will, and you're just like, yeah, just this is the only way I'm gonna calm down. But alright, so let's do the shadows on the books, or the shading on the books. I don't know, just it stressed me out. I had trouble sleeping again, and insomnia sucks, dude. It really does. Like, I don't know how many people even watch my commentary, but just another one of those days. I know I said this, one of these days I'm just gonna like, the moment all the commissions are over, all once I'm like done tackling everyone's stuff, I want to get out of the game, I want to call it a day, and just be like, yeah, guys, it's been fun, it's been a blast, it's been a real hoot and a holler, but I am out of here. It's like I'm just tired of adhering to schedules and other people's ideas. I'm not shitting on my clients. I'm not saying, oh, you guys are assholes, I don't like you anymore. No, it's just like as more problems, as more stuff just keeps happening, you're just sort of like, and I don't know what it's like for other artists. Maybe it's different for you and all, but for me, it's just how much longer is this gonna take? You know, you start to. I don't question myself. I'm not one of those kind of guys. But it's like, how much abuse is a guy gonna sit through? Just, you know, if it's not one problem, it's another. It's like you're dealing with. I'll put this into perspective. Like, over the years, I have had people make call out journals because they got fed up with a response. You know, I'll be doing like the Discord admin duty and just be like, hey, gotta do my job. We gotta protect stop the. We can't be having stuff that breaks the TOS. You know, and a guy will get mad about it and make like a call out journal. It's like fucking, you can never win. There's always there's always that one guy that makes like a call out journal. It's like, Ari's an asshole. He said I had to follow rules. Like, what are rules these days, guys? Like, come on, fellas. Like, are you with me? Like, I have to. I gotta follow the rules. I gotta do it. I gotta do this. It's just like, I don't know. It's or like, if it's not call out journals, it's a guy being like, um, Aries mean. He told me. It's like, I remember, not to. I don't want to bring up one situation, but I'll leave him anonymous. There was one moment where, how do I put this? God, now I shouldn't even say it because it's like I don't remember. It was like, I've had people. They think that nobody listens to them, like nobody is hearing them out or anything like that. Like nobody exists. You spend so much time with this person, and I have a lot. There have been people who've been like, oh, like Ari doesn't, Ari it's not supposed to say they blame me. It's like they feel like nobody's listening to them, and I'll be like, "Are you sure?" Because I feel like a lot of time was spent with you, if that makes any sense. You're just kind of like it's like you say that like nobody was listening to, but everybody was around your corner. Everybody was rooting for you. Everybody was cheering you on, whether it was like a bad day at the office or a bad day in college, or it's like we do spend time like helping these guys through, but then they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, you guys weren't there for me. It's like, are you? I'm like, bro, where are you coming from? It's like there must be like it's hard for one person to deal with at times. You're just kind of like, bruh, like why would you kind of go after this? But I've had people that be like, oh yeah, Ari never cared for me. And I'm like, are you shitting me, bro? Like it's like we invited you to games, we invited you to watch movies. You said no. We invited you to play games, which you didn't want to do anymore. It's like, or you'd be in the channel, but everybody would be like asleep. And it's like, we had one guy, again, not going to name names, and it's just like, it's like he was always on the VC. Um, something would come up. He wanted to be on VC and he wanted to hang out, but it's not that we didn't want to be with him. It's just like when I work at night for starters, and the time zones thing. So like, what's 12 midnight for me is like 5 a.m. for somebody else, or 8 p.m. for somebody else. So it's just like, bro, I gotta get to work. It's late. I can't be there to talk to you. It's like at that point you might want to like consider like a professional help, professional seeking help, and I mean that in a good way. It's like some people need like I'm as a friend that can only help so much, and then at that point it's like you gotta it's time to consult somebody who knows or can do this, on a professional level, somebody who's skilled who takes the time to do it. It's like I'm not that uncaring guy that wouldn't help somebody, but it's like I can only do so much. I can only like try to be there as much as I can. And so, this guy would be like, "Oh, nobody was there for me." I'm like, "No, dude, we were there." And it's like, but you gotta understand, time zones are a thing. It's like, and I can't, especially with the way the aforementioned, you know, the overdue comics and stuff. It's like, man, I gotta work. I can't. Like, what if my family got sick, or I had in a hospital situation? It's like I can't leave my mother on the floor having a heart attack. It's like if my mother's having a heart attack, and I have to call 911, get an ambulance going, and there's a guy in the VC like, why is nobody talking about my bad day? It's just like, dude, come on. Like you now you're starting to like lash out at everybody. You're taking it out on all of us. But it's like, bruh. But I mean, he was a nice dude, but I don't know, man. But like, I try not to make as many enemies, and I'm sorry for making this into a vent channel. It's like I kind of needed this to just kind of get it off my chest, man. It's one of those days where you just everything that went wrong, it got better, but damn, it's stressful. It's like, bruh, man. Anyway, on a more lighthearted subject, this artwork is almost done, and I appreciate you putting up with my bullshit. I really appreciate it. I hope this came out all right. I hope this one turned out pretty good. All right, I'm gonna make that blur effect. All right, let's use a little brighter color here. All right, and well, yes, let's. I feel like the... Oh, okay, that's not... Maybe if I do... Let's see, what if I do this? Keep the blur. Add that up on high a little bit. Then add... There. There we go. Okay. Not... Alright. That will require me to lower the background stuff a little bit more. Alright, so let's darken this a little bit. I think purple and blue is a little too bright. Alright, for those who are tuning in super late, who probably don't really care what the, probably just skip through the whole thing. Welcome aboard. Welcome to my humble art video of just me talking out of my ass and trying to... There we go. Okay. I think that ought to do it. Not bad for like a stream. Whoop, there's some white there. Let's fix that. There's some little bit of white there. Don't want to go back and edit the video. Or not edit the video, but like edit the picture per se. Oh, there's also a missing shader thing as well. I hope it works out with that guy. The guy I mentioned earlier about Fur Affinity. And the guy I brought up earlier from, like, keeps asking me to unblock him. Please stop doing that. Please, because it's like, don't you got other things you want to be doing besides constantly asking for forgiveness? Like, dude, mellow out. Please, you're getting annoying. Just take it easy. It's like, I got enough stress on my plate, dude. Oh, God. Anyway, alright, that should maybe a little bit more shading on us if I was just to kind of like, at least for the fact that she is beside the desk. There you go. Yeah. Alright, cool. Alrighty, I believe that is it. I think that is good to go. I want to thank Stitch-tastic again for allowing me to draw their character here for the stream. All right. Next up, we are going to go with what's this character called again? Please forgive me as I don't remember the name per se. It's Stitch. Oh, what was the name? Oh, damn! I don't have the... Wow, it's not on the... Okay. Here, let me import it. Let me get the name. It was like Professor Radigan's fan, or fan of Professor Radigan fan. Where is it? Okay, model sheets. Was it on the first stream stuff? There were problems reading them. Okay, that's odd. There we go. Maybe it's on this one. Okay, let's double check real quick. Stitch. Here we go. All right. So yeah, this is the character that's going to be coming up next. Oops. Thank you again. Here, let's try to. There we go. So let's save and publish this real quick. Publish settings, Flash, PNG. All right. Cool. All right. Save that there. Just so as I guess a bit of a sneak peek, 1700, 2100, that's the file size or the shape I do for this one. All right. I will be ready to do this in the next stream, followed by, as a bonus video, for those of you who've lasted this long to hear my bullshit, we will be doing Miss Kitty Mouse. I'm trying to look up, well, I can't show the one I have drawn of her. I know I've drawn her in the past, at least in terms of my webcomic crossover. Miss Kitty Mouse has appeared in my webcomic as like a bit of a joke. She's like Patrick's fling. But I guess I'll go over here. Stay tuned. It's happening. It's gonna happen. Don't worry. All right. All right. I'm gonna go put this on the Discord now and on my. Actually, I will upload the video now, just for funsies' sake, and I will put this up with the DeviantArt. It'll be on my DeviantArt and Furfinity journals. So you guys can, or why did I say DeviantArt Furfinity journals? It'll be up on my DA and my FA, and you can check it out. You know where to find me, Ari-Dynamic and Crazy Ass Beethoven. All right, let me save this now. All right, stream stuff 3. Let's publish that so it doesn't. There you go. That way I don't have to worry about it later. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have fun, guys. Boys and girls, or guys and gals, whatever. Bye.